you guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test.
Brian, with Father's Day just behind us in our rear view mirror, we would like to, you and I, we would like to celebrate some of our favorite motherfuckers.
That's
literally.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, we wanted to, our favorite fictional dads out there, whether it be movies, TVs, could be comic books, could be a goddamn song about the dad. Not that the sad one, the Cats in the Cradle, because that guy wasn't a good father. I don't know why anybody would fucking pick him anyways. So, with that said, let's get on to our Mount Rushmore of fictional dads.
Yep.
Yeah. Thought that'd go smoother. Fuck it. Let's do it. All right, Brian, let's start you on number one on your Mount Rushmore. Who do you have?
I want to give you Gomez Addams.
Good.
The Addams family, right?
Very good.
It was like, well, just what are you gets crazy. It was kind of a weird. But think about the show. You haven't watched the show lately, but even the movies, the way he's portrayed, he was a good dad. He was again super loving and passionate to Morticia. So as a kid, you're going to see your parents overly affectionate and all that, but still, I mean, he clearly loves their mother. He's completely faithful to her. He supports the kids doing their own thing. They're just weird kids. Supports that. He listens. He's funny. He talks to them. I mean, think about all the qualities of the Gomez Addams, man. And he was portrayed nicely also in the Wednesday series on Netflix as a loving father as well. So go ahead, Dean.
Well, I think it's time for Millennial Dean's fact of the day.
Sure.
So John Astin, who played Gomez Addams in the TV series in the 1960s, two facts. One, he also played Judge Harold T. Stone from Night Court. He played his dad in the show.
That's right. Yeah.
And he's also the real father of Goonies star Sean Astin. His real life father. So, and amongst Stranger Things and a lot of other things Sean Astin did. But so there's your Millennial Deans.
Millennial Dean?
Did I say millennial? Zennial. Yeah. I think I said Zennial the first time, or millennial the first time too.
You did. Yeah.
Fuck it. Dean's fact of the day.
That's right. Dean's hoping to be younger.
I'm trying.
So who's first on your favorite fictional dad list?
Well, there is, when you put this out to me, Brian, there's no other person. There's only one person that comes to mind right off the bat. It's the greatest father in television history. That's Andy Taylor.
Yes.
Portrayed by Andy Griffith on the Andy Griffith Show. To have the knowledge and wisdom. And the great thing about Andy Taylor was he wasn't just Opie's dad. He was the whole town's dad.
Yeah.
Like he was their moral compass, is what the father should be. And Andy was definitely the moral compass for Opie and the whole town of Mayberry.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, very loving father. Fucking, at the beginning of every episode, he's taking Opie fishing.
Yep.
Right? Yep.
Whistles a lot.
Whistles a lot. Cool-headed.
Cool hair.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I mean, he is everything you want.
That's right. Absolutely. Good selection. Matter of fact, I had Andy Griffith also, already Andy Taylor on my list, so I'll replace him with. I'm going to give you. Let's see here. This is kind of a. I'll switch that up as well. Sorry, I got so many on my honorable mention list here. Let's say Ned Flanders. How about that? From The
Okay.
Simpsons.
All
Right?
right.
Goofy, over the top, certainly very religious man, right? But
Right. But hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's
that's right. The glimpse of him and the household with his kids. Again, super positive dad, loving, just he's all about being a family man and a dad.
he also looks good when he's compared to his neighbor on the right there.
That's right.
Homer being such a piece of shit. He does look a lot better also. So
absolutely. Yeah, so Ned Flanders.
And incredible facial hair as well.
Absolutely. Great mustache. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. My number 2 is, again, wholesome. We're going to stick with wholesome. Let's go with wholesome. Is there more wholesome than Danny Tanner on Full House?
Sure.
Portrayed by the great Bob Saget. Again, Danny was a loving father. He also gave the best advice to not only the kids but the whole house. He was the dad of the house. Again, it's the idea of the dad role expanding throughout life, and Danny Tanner was definitely in that role heavily. So, Danny Tanner, Full House.
Absolutely. Right along the same line, one of my favorite of all time. I'm Phil Dunphy.
There you go.
Dad in Modern Family. Just fantastic. Yeah, that's the type of dad. It's like, your own father's great and everything like that, but he's a type of dad that'd be just a lot of fun to have. Again, just a
little bit
super
goofy.
Family. Yes, super family guy. The magic tricks and the like you said, the goofiness and everything is so naive. He can't believe that his kids they could do no wrong in his eyes, right? But he listens and he, has to deal with a lot in that household. So just a great, great role and one of the best TV dads of all time.
Fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. So good. Who else you got?
All right. My number 3 is, let's get away from real life action. All right. Well, you did with The Simpsons, but let's get away from people. My number 3 is Mufasa.
Okay, sure.
Voiced by the great James Earl Jones. I mean, he was teaching his kid how to be a fucking king, and then gave up his life for his son. What else can you say about Mufasa? Actually, there's a prequel coming out. A Mufasa prequel shows him growing up now. So
okay,
yeah, Mufasa is my number 3.
Excellent. Talked about him in our favorite couples episode recently. Johnny Rose from Schitt's Creek, played by the great Eugene Levy.
Very nice.
Just a great dad. He was a very loving and supporting husband, and just a great dad on that show. He was sort of awkward with it, like he was away. I mean, certainly one of the premises is he was a rich guy working. He was away all the time. And here's an opportunity. They're thrust into this town, and he's trying to work really hard at reconnecting with his kids. They're both quirky, have their own things going on, but he supports them, what they want to do and what they believe in, and any type of whatever. He's just super supportive in this in the series. So, just again, it's just a great TV dad. I mean, it checks all the boxes for me. Johnny Rose and Eugene Levy certainly just fantastic actor anyway. Great comedic actor. Yeah, great role for him.
We could even do a little. Can we do a quick side quest and give a quick shout out to his role as the dad in American Pie? Walks in, catches his son fucking a pie, and then makes him not feel horrible about it. Come on. God bless you, Eugene Levy.
That's right. He was a good dad in those movies as well. Absolutely. Yep.
All right. So my number 4. This man has a certain set of skills that is what designed for to be bad for people like you. Brian Mills, portrayed by Liam Neeson in Taken.
Yes.
You fuck with his daughter, and he goes fucking nuclear on this whole group of people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's dad, right? I mean, that's Papa Bear. That's pulling the fucking claws out and gutting whatever comes between you and your kids. So,
Oh yeah.
Brian Mills is number 4 on my list.
Good choice. Yeah, as a father of a daughter myself, yeah, that's don't fuck with your girl, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can fuck with you or whatever, but you fuck with your girl. It's like, no, that's not.
Yep.
Yeah,
Life is going to be bad for you.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. Very good. Let's see here. Along the same lines as Phil Dunphy, Clark W. Griswold from the Vacation movies, played by Chevy Chase. Probably his most famous character that he played, next to maybe Ty Webb and Caddyshack, but certainly
Sure.
as a long-running series in the Vacation movies. They had 4 of them, I believe, that they had. And just
5 if you count that new one.
You're right. Yeah. So at the end of the day, all he wanted to do was have a nice time with his family. That's it. We're going to have a nice vacation. We want to have a nice Christmas. That's all
nice Vegas
he
trip.
wants. That's right. Completely selfless for the most part. All he has in mind is, I want to do something nice with the family and create a nice experience for them, whatever it takes.
And I like also about that character is, like you said, he was all about his family, all about making sure that they had the best moments in life. But then when he got alone, he was still a dude. Like, it wasn't like, oh, gee golly, this whole time. Like, he was actually a dude. You're like, oh, look at that chick over there,
Yeah. Yep.
He still was a regular guy when his back was turned, right? So that's what I enjoy about that character.
That's a great point. You're right. He's a normal dude that was trying to find his way, and it's just kind of navigating to be the best dad he possibly could. So you're right. Around his family, he always tried to keep us cool, but he just couldn't do it all the time. He had the temper tantrums and different things that would just,
or the girl, you
could just relate to it. Yes, that's right.
The looking out the window is fantasy. He had a fucking erections in his pajamas in the kitchen. Just regular dude, like all of us.
That's right. Very good.
All right, my last one on my list is, dude, this dad is out of this world. This dad is Din Djarin, stepdad to Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
In The Mandalorian, voiced by Pedro Pascal.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember correctly, there's a couple different people. Somebody can fact check me, but I believe the grandson of John Wayne was one of the guys that is in the armor.
Okay.
I think that's correct. You can fact check me, but I think John Wayne's grandson or whatnot is one of the actors in the armor. But I'm talking about the melodic, comforting, cool and calm, collected voice of Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin. Was reluctant, didn't want anything to do with it at first. It was just a job, and then he realized what this kid meant to him. It was a beautiful story. And then again, if we want to take a side quest on that, let's just look at Pedro Pascal as a dad in what was the HBO? Last of Us. Same kind of idea. Reluctant father figure, and ultimately will do the right thing and end up doing the best for said child. But yeah. my last on my list is Din Djarin, Mandalorian.
Very good. Very good. You know what? Dads are kind of known. I know mine was certainly for just trying to give you what you want as a kid. And I remember one of the best gifts my dad
Not
got me back.
Mine gave me a couple backsides of the hand. That's what he gave me.
Well, not enough.
Not enough. Definitely not enough.
Yeah. One of the greatest, bigger gifts I got as a kid. I remember I came downstairs one day and it was this big yellow bicycle, the big yellow banana, like the banana seat, whole thing. Yep. Great gift for a kid. I rode that bike to death, but you know what it wasn't though? It was not an electric bike, though, Dean. So
that's
probably
true.
because they weren't invented yet. I think electricity wasn't around. It was around, but not quite.
Stages.
It hasn't merged with the electric bike yet. At the time, the technology was not quite there, but it does exist today. And you can find that technology.
The other difference is the banana seat you took off real quick.
That's right. I still have it. I have it.
No, I mean, you rode it without any seat.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Great ride. Absolutely. No shocks needed. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, it's shocking.
But the technology, electric bike.
Knocked out my back tooth.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep the seats on your electric bike, though.
Yes.
However, from our friends at RPM Bike Shop, you can find them on Facebook, online, and or just give them a call if you're in the market to give your kid his or her own electric bike. Give them a call at 330-808-7792. Any honorable mention fictional fathers you want to mention, Dean?
Sorry, I was just picturing you fucking a bike. Yeah, I got a couple here. Jack Pearson from the TV show This Is Us, portrayed by Milo Vigli Ding Dong. Big documentary, but yeah, Jack Pearson. If you watch that show, it was just beautiful storytelling. It was a tearjerker, but it was funny. It was heartwarming. Great show. Love that show. And that dude, that Milo in that show as Jack Pearson was just the perfection of like what you want a dad to be in real life and in television. So he's definitely my first honorable mention. Then I have Uncle Philip Banks, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Mm-hmm.
Gave the kids a hard
for sure. Yep.
Gave the kids a hard time, but when it came down to it, he was Papa Bear.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had Phil Dunphy as well. That was my honorable mentions. Mm-hmm. Ty Burrell.
Very good. I have a few. Now this is way back. These are old 60s television or 50s television reruns I used to watch as a kid.
Can I guess?
Before the days of kid. Go ahead.
Leave It to Beaver. You got Ward.
That's it.
Ward Beaver.
Ward Cleaver.
Ward Cleaver.
That's right. That's it.
I know
he was one of the quintessential 50s TV dads. It's just the way it was a classic way they portrayed
Absolutely.
it. Just was what it was at the time. He went to work, came home,
gave advice.
Mom was there, keeping up the house and everything. It's just what it was. That was just the normal, quote unquote, normal thing to portray back in that era. But yeah, gave good advice. The same type of deal. So it was present for the kids. He disciplined, listened, all that stuff. Just a very solid television dad.
He beat that beaver when he needed.
Sure, that's right. Also the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Beaver and Wally. Yep.
Yeah.
Same, a little bit later era, but same type of feel for me. Mr. Cunningham, Howard Cunningham, played by the Tom Bosley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me, on Happy Days. Just like solid television dad. I mean, he just same type of deal. Went to work, good husband. Disciplined the kids, and he was nice enough to let I don't know the whole
The
story. I
hoodlum?
mean, for some reason he let the hoodlum, the Fonz, live up above his garage in some odd apartment he had up there.
Sure.
I'm guessing probably for free. I don't know.
I don't remember the pricing, but if I remember correctly, it was the mother. She was the one who kind of made it happen because she felt she always had like a love for the Fonz. So Mrs. C, it was her doing, and then he kind of went along with it, but ultimately ended up becoming the father figure for the Fonz as well.
That's right. Had the Fonz for dinner.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. Herman, sort of along the same lines as Gomez Adams, same type of character. Loved Lily, good father, went to work every day, supported the family, listened to Eddie, just super supportive father, goofy, just a great dad. Hank Hill, kind of a rough-edged father, but still loving. Again, still a loving dad.
He just wanted the best for his. He was fearful for his son. That was he knew, especially in Texas, how rough life was. And he saw his son that was a little different than the rest of the kids and the rest of people in Texas. And he was accepting, but he was still fearful because he knows what he would have to go through.
But also not afraid to call out bullshit either.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day. Stood up to his mean father.
Right.
You know, to support his son and wife and everything. So it's a solid TV dad. Mike Brady, another classic television father of the Brady Bunch. That guy that was one of the most chaotic households in television history. You got 6 kids running around there, whatever it was.
Right.
3 are yours, 3 are hers. All that craziness going on.
Deal with that, and has probably got a naughty boy phone he's carrying around with him.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Well, the guy, he did die of it, like the actor.
He did. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's terrible. And in the comic strip, this dad struck me as one of the greatest fathers in the comics. Calvin and Hobbes. Do you remember or not the father and Calvin's father?
I don't remember the father.
Yeah, just
okay.
I used to read that strip, pretty regularly. There's collections of books out there. It's one of the best comic strips to be honest. The artwork was great. The premise was it was a little kid that had a stuffed tiger that he became a sort of his imaginary friend and everything, and the tiger would come to life, and they had all these adventures together and stuff. So, or at least the dad saw the tiger as a stuffed tiger, but the boys saw him as a live, tiger. They were great friends and everything. But the father was just a very, very supportive father. And it's a panel. I saw this years ago.
I want you to be aware that I do remember Calvin and Hobbes. I just don't remember the father in the comic, is what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't sure if you were explaining that to the audience or to me. I'm like, just clarify. No. I do understand. I do remember Calvin and Hobbes itself.
Yeah, it was a very popular comic, at least in the 90s at the very least,
We should do a comic episode.
We should.
Sunday comic episode.
I like that.
The funny papers.
Sure. That's good. Right. Nick would not know what the fuck would be any in there, barely, but you and I would know. Yeah.
Let's do it before the summer's over.
Yeah, we could do that. Absolutely. Yeah. One of my favorite that stuck with me, especially when I had my own kid, was he's building a snowman with his son. And the son said, "Hey, Dad, what's the best thing about having a kid?" And he said, "Watching you grow up." And he said, "Well, what's the worst?" And he said, "Watching you grow up." I was like, very profound, fatherly.
I remember saying that. I remember thinking, pussy.
That's what I got.
All right.
That's what I get.
That's a hell of a one to end on, Brian.
Absolutely. So, quick question. We've named a lot of TV dads, different types.
Mm-hmm.
What resonates with you? Like, what do you like to see? And were any of these fictional dads in your time? What resonated with? What makes a good TV fictional dad? For one, I guess. And did any resonate with you? Any qualities from any that you watched as a kid resonate with you? Where whether you thought about it or not, stuck with you as you had your own.
Oh, sure,
son.
I tell you what, he was the first on my my honorable mentions. But Jack Pearson, that show, what they did there, the parents were not afraid to stop and go, I am wrong, and let me explain to you the situation, why I was wrong, what I did, why I did it. And I've taken that into my own fathering. Sometimes you snap and yell or you're snarky, or you know what I mean, just something that, like, you could have handled it better. I think I do quite the good job. It's not immediate. I have to cool down and gather my thoughts. But when I do, I like to pride myself on going in there and sitting down and explaining to him, hey, I'm sorry, I fucked up. And let me explain to you what, and I'll say, do you know why? And a lot of times, preteen boy, I don't know. No, do you understand what I did wrong and why it was wrong? And if not, let me explain to you. And that's one of the things I've learned to do as a father, is explain my mistakes. And not just go, because that's the reasoning. No, I fuck up, I'm going to own it, because I need you to learn how to do that as an adult as well, because not enough of us do that. So learn from the top, I guess.
That's good.
But that really didn't answer your actual question, I guess. Again, kind of Andy Taylor did the same thing. Yeah, and kind of was able to own his mistakes. So yeah, I think given my list, I think owning your mistakes, because my father, he didn't really like. I mean, I make a lot of jokes, but I really get a lot of yelling at. I mean, unless we're building something with him, then it was a lot of fucking yelling and cursing. And shine that goddamn light. What are you doing with that light? I'm gonna shove it up your ass. Put that light over here. That sort of thing. But so yeah, and he did not apologize for that. So TV dads taught me the apology situation.
That's good. I think for me, it's like, it sort of mimicked a lot that I was used to in my own house, if that makes sense. So, yeah, my house.
Did you also have a 1950s hoodlum live above your garage?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I just mean that our house, my dad got up every morning, went to work, mom was home. Now, in that time, she had to be home, because if you adopted a child, which is kind of fucked up. Well, I mean, that was great for me, but it was sure. I don't know if it was a state law or what.
Interesting.
But a parent had to be home with the adopted child to be able to adopt. So mom was working, some office job or something like that, and she had to, so my parents had to adopt me. They had to make another decision financially, and okay, we can only have one income, right? Think about that. That's tough.
That's sacrifice.
That's tough. It is sacrifice, big time. So, dad went to work.
They already had to go through enough by having to look at you.
That's a lot in itself. Huh. You're right. Yeah. So it's like, that was the model that when I saw that on television, it's like, okay, that's just what this is, and that sort of made me think of that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, you have to be the man. Right or for wrong, not the woman can't work. A parent, let's put it that way. But what I got used to saying is dad supported the family and allowed, did the best that he could to, provide. Right. So that was definitely something that resonated with me, and I carried that over my own. You just went to work. Whatever's going on, You know, you're sick, you're hungover, whatever the hell is going on. You went to work. You go to work. You don't miss work because you're screwing up a potential opportunity to provide for yourself and your family and all that type of stuff. So those qualities and those TV dads definitely help. And they were always calm. Most of them, not all of them, but most were calm.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think maybe some of that, maybe I took with a little of that with me as well. That I always try to keep it even keel, even tempered. I never raised my voice one time that I could think of to Peyton ever in our entire life, you know, because it's just, but anyway, that's it.
I'm going to guess. I mean, you and I have known each other for, if Carter's, if he's 13.
Well over 10 years, yeah.
Well over 13 years. Mm-hmm. Carter's going to be 13 here.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep. So you and I have known each other, 13 plus years. I've never heard you raise your voice. So I can't imagine, like, I kind of want to know what Angry Brian's like. Like Rage Brian.
Nah, not really, but that's okay.
Does he even exist? And if so, does he exist anymore?
Well, it's in a great while. Not at anybody around me. Not directly at any.
Oh, you go to one of those rage rooms and break shit? I want to see that, Brian, too.
One thing that'll
we should go do that.
I like that idea. Like inanimate, like a gadget or something's not working properly, or I get stressed out as I'm trying to get something done.
Everything's bottled inside you, and then a fucking a loose screw fucking sets you off.
That's it.
Yep, I get that.
Yep. All right.
And then you apologize to the dog for scaring him.
Mm-hmm. It's happened.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's happened. I whistle sometimes to calm myself down, and Peyton knows too that if she ever heard me whistling, she knew that while I wasn't saying anything or doing it, but if she heard me whistling, she knew that Dad was upset about something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. This is. Yep. I'm liking this. I'm learning.
Yes. Okay.
I think we did it.
We did it. And you know what? I'll mention here too that now one thing I do have a tattoo here that says "Mom" squared on it. So, and that's to honor my adoptive mom, who we just talked about here, my biological mom, who I've reconnected with here. So I have "Mom" square tattoo. I don't have any, but I have thought about though getting a tattoo to just something to symbolize my dad. Right, I don't have that right now, so I've been thinking about that for a while, and it probably, as we have this conversation, makes me motivates me to want to do that. Sure. He was big in collecting train engines. He joked about he had a big surgery scar on his stomach that looked like a train track. He always called it his train track. I always said, "Dad, let me see your train track." He had just a big scar with like.
I was thinking right inside you can get a beard.
Yeah,
big old beard on there.
Sure, absolutely. But I may get that train engine. I thought about getting a train engine to honor my dad. He's always talked about getting that as a tattoo or something like that. So, and if I was going to get that tattoo,
where would you go, Brian?
I will look up our friends at where I got many of mine. You got many of yours, as did Nick. Golden Heart Tattoo. So they've moved to a new location in historic, wonderful Wadsworth, Ohio, in Northeast Ohio. Give them a call, 234-706-2982. Get yourself a tattoo to honor your father or father-like figure in your life.
And seriously, guys, look Golden Heart Tattoos, while that's still their name. Look them up on Facebook. Check out their work.
Sure.
Greg and Scott's work is fantastic and incredible. You really need to check out their stuff.
I agree. Absolutely. Two talented artists for sure. Well, Dean, we've done it.
We have. We've talked about dads. We've talked about success, which Brian, I think that makes us two successful dads.
That's right. So thank you, moms. Thank you, dads, for listening.
Thank you for Uncles Who Tickle.
That's exactly right. Sure. So again, you might be listening to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on all major podcast platforms. Give us a follow or subscribe. You might be watching us on our YouTube channels. Thank you.
Rate and review.
Rate, review, share with your dad, right?
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's great. Check out our Linktree page, Linktree, Convincing Idiots, on our website, convincingidiots.wordpress.com for all show information. Hope to see you back next week. And have we convinced you to call your dad and to check on the hoodlum living over your garage apartment?
Hey, did you like that video? You know you did, and we know you did. So stop screwing around and go like that video, subscribe to our channel, and join us for some more.
Ham gravy.
I like that. So we're going to bring this up. That's God. I'm just so fucking awkward to take the
Dude,
end
I can't say shit. I've been bumbling everything today.
Yeah, no.
First of all, the word success is not easy to say for me. I don't know why. It's never been easy for me to say. And I've had to say it a lot in this episode.